Narayana. Welcome, respected friends. Salutations to you all from the depth of the heart, along with the gratefulness, gratitudes to you. Good that by whatever prarabdha or sankalpa or prarthana or krupa, that we are together in trying to study and understand the Shastras. Congratulations to me, congratulations to you too, because there's nothing greater than knowing the truth, and there's no way other than studying the Shastras to near to the truth by all ways and means. The greatest endeavor, if we are in, definitely we deserve congratulations and appreciations. But what we have to know is, it is only a beginning. Till the end is reached, we are not going to leave or stop. That is the most everyday to be entertained thought in our prayers. Hey Bhagavan, may I be always on this path of reaching you. Let no inner or other reason take me away from this path and you. And let the path start becoming clearer, easier for me. Again, by your grace and by elimination of all obstacles, all hindrances, etc. And O Lord, I know for certain that all those obstacles, hindrances, speed breakers are self created, self made only. May I become matured enough to know all those self created, self made obstructions and remove them. Of course, you are there to bless through guidance from within and without. Using that guidance, let me make my path clearer, let me walk my path surer, and let me reach you very soon. This way, let us pray also to the Lord together as we do every day. Our 13 Vyaktitvas, Lokasevaka, Dharmastavaga, Viragi, Bhakta, Shishya, Mumukshu, Jignasu, Shrota, Sadhaka, Parishrami, Prerita, Prashanta, then Samskrita Bhasha, Jnata, Praveena. Ha ha. Every day, every moment is an opportunity to do these things or to do those things which are opposite to these things. Our wisdom or no wisdom is checked and decided in this only. Our maturity or no maturity, our sincerity or no sincerity, our commitment or no commitment. Every moment is a test for them. When we go towards this 12, we are passing in the tests. Going away, it's a failure. Any moment it is. As long as deeply I am towards this, I am doing the right thing. And for that, the maturity, understanding, acceptance required. Still, you are going away from this only means what? Our buddhis have not vikasita, not blossomed well. Still, they are in an immature state of self destruction only. So, to achieve this wholeheartedly, when the six sources are there, ready to bless us, guide us, equally wholeheartedly, we must know their presence, We must know their powers. We must know and accept their readiness to help and all. We must know how to receive that help and how to make use of the help. Of all these great six existences, six sources, every one of them are essential at one place or the other during the sadhana. Shruti we need to begin with because she only contains the information regarding the goal, the means, the resources, the preparations. Then the Guru is needed because to get the knowledge of Shastra, get the confirmed knowledge of Shastra, and to learn the tips and tricks as to how to use that Shastra Jnana for sadhana. For that purpose, the Gurus are required, Acharyas are required. They preach, they also teach, they also show how to do. They make us start doing. In so many ways, the need of mentors, gurus are required in our life, isn't it? Like for the child in the initial days, first day of study or writing anything, अक्षरा अभ्यास कहते हैं. हाथ पकड़कर उस हाथ में स्लेट पेंसिल या उंगली से कराते हैं ओम ओम इन दैट राइस हाथ पकड़कर. Or when he goes to the school first day, the teacher has to hold the hand of the child and the pencil, slate pencil, and makes write. Do you remember those good days when we were children, when we taught the children? And that's the starting of literature studying. उसको technically अक्षराभ्यास कहते हैं. And that word coined by our Sanatana Dharma Rishi is so beautiful. Ki in the same way, throughout life we have to have our acharyas, gurus who make us do the abhyasa of the akshara tattva. That is why akshara abhyasa, parabrahma tattva. Why that teacher holds the hand of child? Because वो और कुछ लिखेगा तो और कुछ बनेगा वो. When he has to write उसको पकड़कर ऐसा करा छोड़ दिया तो और कुछ लिखेगा वो जिसका मीनिंग नहीं है, पर्पस नहीं. In the same way, if we are not surrendering to Guru and if we are not getting blessings, guidance from the Guru to do the abhyasa of the Akshara Tattva, inevitably we go into the Kshara Tattva, the Kshara Jagat, get bound. Therefore, as it is in the case of literature, so in the case of spirituality, we have to ask Guru, hey Guru, the abhyasa of doing Akshara Tattva, Akshara Tattva Anubhuti Abhyasa. Please be with me. Make me do it. I have to do it, but you have to be there with me to see to it that it is correctly done, not wrongly done. The problem in spirituality is if you don't do the thing correct, inevitably we do the wrong thing. चलना तो पड़ेगा. सही रास्ते पे नहीं जा रहे, चल तो रहे. सही रास्ते पे नहीं जा रहे, व्हाट इज अल्टरनेटिव? गलत रास्ते पे जाना. So the Guru's requirement. In the same way, all our faculties, how important their presence is. In every moment's life existence, more so spiritually. Isn't it? Like in any of the accomplishments or achievements in the outer world, the grassroots workers are so much required. The workers behind the scene are so much required. In a movie, we see that how many hundreds, thousands worked behind that. When a team wins the World Cup, ऊपर दिखने वाले थोड़े होते हैं, पीछे कितने हजारों लोग. Everywhere, when you go for a shopping, you see 100 things there for us to buy. But how many thousands worked for making that shop with all items ready for us? गिनोगे तो उसका गिनती नहीं होती है. In the same way, for our vyavahara, satya or asatya, good or bad, dharma, adharma, it's okay, that is different intellection. But to work, to execute continuously from birth till death, if not for these devata ganas, from whom are we getting all those abilities? If I am looking with my eyes the whole world for such a long period of time throughout life, how much is Surya Bhagavan is blessing without charging any amount, etc. And minus the eyes, how the whole world will be. We have to become sensitive to know the value, importance of them, thank them, and naturally make right use of them. We can't neglect them. Same way, we need Sattva Shakti to know the Tattva, Rajo Shakti to work in the world, Tamo Shakti for recouping ourselves. All three, but especially for Tattva, the Sattva predominance. Only the mother can give us. So, we are seeing it almost every day in Tripura Rahasya, Dattatreya Bhagavan. Yesterday also we saw, telling the need of the Upasana to the mother, and through her grace only Sattva Pradurbhava happens, with which only thought of spirituality, thought of something beyond and unseen starts coming. And that Sattva only takes us to the Guru, makes us surrender to him, makes us understand what he says, makes us do what he says. ये सारा रजो तमोगुण है तो होता है क्या? इन रजो तमो वी नो क्षिप्त मूढ़ विक्षिप्तता ही होता है हमारे अंतःकरण में भी, बाहर जगत में भी, व्यवहार में. If there is ekagrata, if there is divyata in our life, it's only because of sattva. Who is giving? Mother is giving. So recognizing it, praying to her. When you say mother, then that love, the devotion, which are necessary, they come. I was all nature. In the word using nature, there is no charm. There is no beautiful emotional attachment. Therefore, there is no serious sincereness in that approach. It's nature only. But when you call as mother, the feeling is different. And it is proved again and again. Millions have worshipped the mother, nature as mother, and she appeared and she blessed. We are not the first pioneers in this. No, many have done. They got result. अब लगे रहो, why go against it? So mother is there to bless us with sattva. Then what about the Ishvara, Jagadishvara, Parameshwara, Sarveshwara? That big giant personality called Ishvara. You know, like for a country, a big giant personality, prime minister or president. You know, it's a big thing. I was observing yesterday the new PM of Britain looks to be decent guy, matured, not very old, not very young also, but looks he can do something. From the Labour Party has come. तो वहाँ ऐसा क्या भी है. So too, just like a state or a department has a head of it, जिनके नजर में निगरानी में कुछ सब कुछ होता रहता है. In the same way that Ishvara is there, who is managing Ananta Koti Brahmandas. compared to his work and the work of the devatas under him. We are the insignificant, stupid, selfish, ego fellow living utter selfish life at our gross upadhi level. उतना भी जाने की जरूरत नहीं कंपेयरिंग टू so many selfless sincere workers that are contributing to the nation's growth. How much selfish we are. मैं मेरी बीवी मेरे बच्चे मेरा सैलरी मेरा बिल्डिंग मेरा हेल्थ मेरा भोजन मेरा खाना मैं बकरी. We are all. But there are some sufficient number of people who have risen above my and who are working for everyone or others in their attitude. उनसे कंपेयर करो with all our riches and monies. We are only selfish worms only. कीड़े मकोड़े. I'm just telling Ishvara's presence. Looking at every jiva and providing everything required for him to evolve from wherever he is. That Ishvara's presence contribution. We have to recognize and seek. The funniest part is this key in life. Mother and father selfless, but they are more concerned for the child. And they start doing everything for child. But this stupid fellow selfish, still he feels arrogant and disobedient. Like beta khana khao. She is coaxing, she is requesting. और खाना नहीं खाए तो कौन मरेगा? Not the mother, that stupid fellow. But still she will have to request and he will be dominant. What a funny thing, Like Guru also requests, beta regular आओ class में, सत्संग सुनो, शास्त्र पढ़ो. Guru should do the big manga. And the disciple is arrogance. मेरी मर्जी है जब आने आऊँगा, नहीं तो नहीं. In the same way, it is a Lord who is providing everything to us, telling us to near to Him, reach Him, and we in our own childish arrogance we say, जब टाइम मिलेगा आऊँगा मैं. अब वेट कर उधर. That is the funniest part of human ego. ह्यूमन ईगो का फनी पार्ट है उसको तो चेंज करना है. ही इज द भुक्ति मुक्ति प्रदाता. हाउ मच हम्बल आई हैव टू, हाउ मच आई हैव टू मेक यूज ऑफ हिम in the sense by surrendering for my own evolution. In all other cases, there are mutual. In case of relation with Lord, there is no mutual. All the time, beneficiary is me only. Like a customer and salesperson, it's mutual. This customer has nowhere to go; he'll have to buy it. So to the seller also, whatever products he has got, if the purchaser is not there, then he will not survive in his business. तो उसमें म्यूचुअल होता है. Parents children, there is mutual. The joy parents will not have if the children are not calling mother or father and all. उनका अपना selfish. Children also, where do they go if not parents to love them selflessly and continuously guard, protect? Government and praja. If the praja don't elect in a democratic system, how can they form the government? And praja also, if the government is not taking proper decisions or budgeting and allocations, how could they survive safely? सब जगह म्यूचुअल होता है. With Bhagwan, it is not mutual. It is we are always in need, we are the beneficiary. But our audacity and arrogance is what? वो कहते हम उनको मेहरबानी करें, हम कहते हैं. ऐसा जीते हैं हम, वो कहते नहीं मुंह से. That's the meaning of not recognizing his presence, his power, his contribution. Therefore, no surrender. Then not asking God or Guru or Shastra. Therefore, what do you expect from me, O Lord? क्योंकि आपके वजह से मैं हूँ जिंदा. तो बताइए मैं क्या करूं आपके खुशी के लिए? How many of them approach like that? Like the children never ask parents, we are born, we are living because of you. Oh parents, tell us what we can do for you. So any office government में person will not ask the government कि मैं आपके तनख्वाह से जिंदा हूँ, बताइए मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ. वहाँ बताया फिर से थोड़ा म्यूचुअल है इसलिए चलता. इधर चला रहे हैं हम, चलता नहीं, चलना नहीं चाहिए. द इंडिपेंडेंस, द एरोगेंस, द नॉन रिकॉग्निशन ऑफ ग्रेस ऑफ गॉड, ये सब चलना नहीं चाहिए, बिकॉज उसी से हम तबाह हो रहे हैं. Recognize presence of Ishvara, acknowledge his contribution, then ask him what we have to do to please him. That day is golden day. We do the same thing. बताइए क्या करूं क्या करूं? And whom do you ask that? All those third class things and beings of the world to whom we are attached for some gross pleasures. We do that, but not to the divine. Let us do it to the divine, the Lord, the surrender. Finally, the Brahma Tattva, which is our ultimate goal. Tune, tune, tune. There's no way. Do the Anusandhana and all. Yeah, we have seen some introduction. Welcome, Shwethashwathara Upanishad. Sambandha Bhashya, 5 more pages are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. How clearly, now we are coming to, in today's, tomorrow's discussion, coming to the Natija. The vehement, strong, undisputed, single pointed, undoubted conclusion Sri Bhagavan Adi Shankara is driving us to, through again quotes from Upanishads, quotes from the Brahma Sutra. क्योंकि इतना डिस्कस करने के बाद फाइनल क्या है पता होना है. फाइनल ही पहले से बता रहे, बट उसको फाइनली बता रहे. Those portions are very pregnant, very deep, very important. If we catch that, we caught what is to be caught. If we have missed it, then again we are back to square one. वो बहुत क्रूशियल चीज है. शुरू से वही चल रहे, बट ये अब वाले जो पोर्शन में जो और स्पष्टता देते हैं, रिपीट करके देते हैं, वो रियली मजेदार. Those who tune right from the beginning to the भाष्य संबंध, they know it. ओहो, इस तरह से डेवलप होता होता ये कंक्लूजन में भगवान शंकरा brought us to. Those who forget जिस दिन का उस दिन, then उनको हर दिन, today we listen only to forget for tomorrow. That insincere people never were there in the class. Physically they were there. For the serious ones, once for all, the best of the thing to be obtained is given and is received. Majedar hai portion. We'll study it. Before that, our Sankalpa Prarthana. Before that, our common sense thought we have already seen. Today, we'll give only some hints. Precisely, everyone can ponder over them. I think this much we can do for a few minutes as our common sense thought for the day, out of our own listenings, learnings from other shastras and classes. See, these 4 things let us remember. One is Bahya Jagat. Second is Antara Jagat. Third is Ishwariya Jagat with Visheshanas. Fourth is Ishwariya or Parabrahma Jagat Nirvisheshana. These 4 let us remember. Bahya Jagat, Antaranga Jagat, Ishwariya Jagat Visheshana Yukta, Ishwariya Jagat Nirvisheshana. Our journey is from the first to second to third to the fourth. If this is deeply, clearly understood, why and how we have understood all Vedanta. about the बाह्य जगत of रूप and नाम और वस्तु and व्यक्ति. अब देखो, जब तक we take them as real, तब तक we involve in them. Equally true is, जब तक we keep on involving in them, they appear to be real. Can we deeply understand this thought and then understand therefore what to do to come out of it and enter into the second level? Isn't it? And it is such an open fact that even though in the Jagat millions of things and beings are there, we are not caught up in everything. Only few to whom we give, for some or the other reason, the value or importance. सत्यता कहते हैं उसको. सत्यता जहाँ दिया हम वहाँ फंसे हैं, और जहाँ फंसे हैं उसको वो हमको सत्य लग रहा है. As long as we involve in the world appears to be real. As long as we take the world as real, we ourselves forced to involve in the world. Having recognized this principle, the one who does the action from both sides and frees himself from the outer world, he is a most matured person. To slowly reduce the reality aspect given to the world. When the reduction is done, the reality, then the need of the involvement also gets reduced. Reversely, when you reduce involvement, we recognize an independence that I can be without that. That is the meaning of knowing that it is unreal or mithya. दिख रहा है बट जरूरत नहीं इन्वॉल्व होने का. In this way, when the world finds no importance in us, we are really conquered it. Otherwise, we are always in delusion. Bahya Jagat is Satya, therefore I must involve in it. He is called Samsari. And this is called Moha. Ki Bahya Jagat is Satya. There is nothing real in the outer world. Yes, an appearance, disappearance continuously happening. Between the appearance and disappearance, for some time it is stationed there. ऐसा दिख रहा है, that's all. थोड़ा गंभीर है, but if you can think about it, outer jagat. You know, we have seen in yesterday's Parshurama got teaching from Dattatreya. Very powerful. Yoga Vasishta में तो जबरदस्त आएगा ये तो. In Atma Bodha also we are seeing it. That where is the world other than Brahman? Where is the waves, ocean other than water? To reach to that level, you know, these are all things in which we are entangled. These two things. One, they are left all alone by the people. Second, they know that it is God's grace. That I am made to realize that I can be independent of world, so too the world is independent of me. Therefore, I am not so necessary to the world is not necessary to me. Then what to do? Forget the world, you mind your business of your own self-unfoldment. They are the lucky ones. जिनको ये होता है और उसको रिकॉग्नाइज करते. गुरु कृपा भगवत कृपा से होता है हो कि वेर वी आर लेफ्ट ऑल अलोन. बट वी फील द सैडनेस इन दैट मैं अकेला पड़ गया. नो नो, यू आर लकी that you are no more in any compulsions, any obligations. Like the people you see who have 100 relations of all types, कितना फंसे रहते हैं दुनियादारी में. Compared to that, such persons are lucky, no? Spiritually देखा जाए. You know, like in your own house, your children have become independent. They're not asking you for any advice. Then don't feel bad कि यार स्वामी क्या को बच्चे पूछते नहीं. क्यों पूछे? उनको दो बातें पता है. एक उनको सब पता है, दूसरा आपको कुछ नहीं पता. वही विद्या. Like when the people don't come to my class, I understand this, that they understand that Swamiji doesn't know anything and they know everything. I said, very good. Good that that obligation is gone. No, हमको ना दूसरा पिक्चर देखना पड़ेगा. Like the children are always coaxing you, phoning you, and asking advice for everything, and the grandchildren are all seated on your head. How pathetic that life would be. Spiritually, dekha, you can't do anything. But in that way, we are lucky. We have to even thank them. And more greater is what if they themselves are taking care of our needs. वो तो और भी अजूबा ही है वो. Wonder. Real कृपा is that. If that happens, recognize a lucky and don't do the other way thing. That is, take the world as real and involve in the world and make the world as real more and more. Both are wrong. Equally true is the inner world. Inner world of thoughts. Same thing. Outer world is gross, inner is subtle. Both are worlds only. ये भी जितना रियल मानते हैं उतना उस मनोराज्य में इन्वॉल्व होते हैं. The more we involve in the Manorajya, to that extent it appears to be real. Whereas there's nothing, the emotions in us, thoughts of people in our mind, variety of emotions, fears, anxieties, attachments, illusions, hallucinations. Whole we have made a inner web like a spider, and we are bound in moving in that only. First one recognizing itself is difficult. That the world is real because I'm involving in it. I'm involving in the world because I take it as real. Both are delusions. As it is difficult, that more difficult is inner. क्योंकि इसका इतना आदत हो गया बिना उस चिंता का we can't live in that mood we are in like an addict says I can't be without not whatever the drink. वो बोलता है आप कुछ भी कहो. अब यू टेल हिम कि मैं तो नहीं लेता हूँ ना रे तुम भी ले लो बोलेगा वो. He will not say that I like. In the same way, we are habituated to the mental worries, broodings, tensions, and nothing productive. No, just like that. To a great extent, many of the people. From this Jagat also, we have to come out only by again same knowledge. इन्वॉल्व हो रहे तो रियल लगेगा रियल मानोगे तो उसी में इन्वॉल्व होगे लाइक इन माई माइंड ऑफ थॉट ऑफ ए पर्सन केम and my experience with that person, my relation with that person, my expectation from that person's relation to me, his expectation. These are all mental hallucination only, That person is somewhere else. He is not even thinking about me. Isn't it? Wife thinks about husband, husband thinks about wife, and they do nothing to each other. Only thinking and worrying. Any other relation, anywhere. इज़ ऑल मनोराज्य कहते हैं. जो करना है कर फिजिकली बाहर हो गया. वो करने के लिए व्हाट प्लानिंग इज रिक्वायर्ड दैट डूड्स ओके दैट मच थिंकिंग इज रिक्वायर्ड. बट वेयर आर वी थिंकिंग टू डू वी आर ओनली ब्रूडिंग वी आर ओनली वरिंग. और उसी चक्कर में हम है. वेरी टेरेबल व्यामोह इट इज. In that all fears and all worries and all attachments and all insecurities ये सारे इमेजिन ही कर रहे हैं. बाकी तो है ही नहीं वो. Swamiji, how can I live without my all these things? You are sitting in the class without all that only. In the mind, you are thinking. That mental world also, Jagat, Antaranga Jagat, also has to be devalued as unreal. Then reduce involvement. Then we discover that we can be without that. That is called freedom. After the freedom, then for dharma and sadhana, what's required? To that extent, we involve. That is agar higher maturity. Then the third world is the Savishesha Paramatma involvement, which is required for some time. In that, in the outer Jagat, you see everything as Paramatma and serve them. इस तरह का बात होता है. Inside also, Bhagavad Rupa, Bhagavad Nama, Bhagavad Kritagnyata, Bhagavad Upasana, Bhagavad Prarthana. This is also a world, but this is a better world. You can see in this world, people are all these three types. We are also. बाहरी जगत में पूरा फंसे हुए कुछ लोग हैं, मेंटल टेंशन में फंसे हुए कुछ लोग हैं, भगवान रिलेटेड चीज़ों में लोग कुछ हैं. We can't call it fasana because that's the beginning of sadhana. And the one who is involved out of world, इनको ये दोनों जगत के बारे में नहीं पता. The one who is worried inside, he is not worried other two. So to the one who is involved in all divine related world, the other two doesn't bother him. You might have gone through that, like 1 week when you have organized any program. Let us say the Gita Saptaha or Bhagavat Saptaha. और आप fully उसमें involved है, in organizing the whole thing. Where is your inner world of worries, tensions, anxieties? You're only in the world of doing that thing perfectly. But other worries nahi hai. And outer things and beings also. You don't even take food also those days. The spirit. So sambhav hai ki nahi. That is a good achievement if in our life throughout the day we are involving in the Sopadika Ishvara world. Savishesha Ishvara. That is the way to come out of the other two. Then from that we go to the Nirvishesh. Your Brahman. When Saguna Seshwara, when we do now for a long time, then either you call it as a contentment or an exhaustion. Both of them ask for the question, then what is next or what is ultimate? Next and ultimate is only Nirvishesha Brahma Tattva. Just go and be seated in that. Just look at Tapon Maharaj. Look at Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi. Where are they stationed? Look into their eyes and all. देखोगे तो जिन निर्विशेष ब्रह्म में बैठे हो लोग. They have reached the level of that being truth, everything being illusion. And we are lost in our attachments to all this. Therefore, that wisdom we are not getting nor practicing it. The wisdom that all this is illusion, that alone is real. ये देख लेना भाई. Involve appears real. Take it as real, forced to involve. Involve appears real. Take it as real, you will be forced to involve. Involve in Savishesha Paramatma to get out of these two. And then from there, enter into the Nirvishesha Jagat. Our Upanishads guide us about the Nirvishesha. Savishesha, again, they help us. They tell us it will help you make use. Exactly. That's the topic we are studying actually in our Sambandha Bhashyam. Exactly. Let us see also. Om, Om, Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharashibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyah. Om Yejime Gurubhi Purvam Padavakya Pramanatah Vyakyata Sarva Vedantaha नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तो पुनः पुनः निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषये भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. ॐ जगतीमवितुं कलिता कृतयो विचरन्ति महामहसच्चलतः अहिमां श्रीवात्र विभासि गुरो भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तं ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षसिद्ध्यर्थं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणेतिहासोक्त साध्यसाधनानुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकैन्दव संस्कृतेः साम्प्रदायानां मोक्षमार्गाणां पुनरुत्थान जागरण विश्वव्याप्ति द्वारा विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति एकता शांति पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम अस्मिन् धर्म संस्थापने कंकणबद्ध अस्माकं सह सर्वेषां निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः अद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थम वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे ओम नित्यानंदं निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतन्नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम् अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः शान्तिमन्त्रः ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ओम शान्तिः 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 ओम अथ संबंध भाष्यम गुरुदेवा listen consciously listen see sweet simple evam in this way avayartham नानाकार ब्रह्म विषयाणां वाक्यानां नानाकार ब्रह्म विषयाणां वाक्यानां avayartham the vakyas which talked about the Brahma to be Savishesha and Sopadika. They are not waste. Why? Because they are useful for Upasana. Used only for Upasana. But not the ultimate goal. So having said that, it is not Vyartha making that Purapakshi consoled because he was worried. This Sopadika Paramatma I am holding on to and doing all Upasana. Suddenly he says there is nothing. Ekamavatma Brahma. Which is ultimate truth. But the disciple is not ready to catch it. Therefore, he is still feeling. The Guru said, ठीक है अभी बच्चे का पका नहीं अभी ये कच्चा है थोड़ा चल पकड़ने दे और थोड़ा दिन करके the Shruti Mata herself said in the Brahma Sutra, Vyasa Bhagavan himself said, having accepted for the Upasana, the Sopadika Ishvara with विशेषणास सविशेष ब्रह्म को एक्सेप्ट करके एवं अवैयर्थ्यम नानाकार ब्रह्म विषयाणां वाक्यानाम् इति भेदश्रुतीनाम् औपाधिक ब्रह्म विषयत्वेन भेदश्रुतीनाम् औपाधिक ब्रह्म विषयत्वेन अवैयर्थ्यत्वम् उक्त्वा all wherever the भेदश्रुति is there where other than the Nirguna Brahma, the other Paramatma, Ishvara, in any form is mentioned. Two things are mentioned about him. One is Upadika, second is Upasana Artham, Upasana Artham. उपाधि से है और उपासना के लिए है. उपाधि मीन्स माया उपाधि से ही इज देयर एंड फॉर द सेक ऑफ उपासना, नॉट फॉर मोक्षा. Upasana is gathering our faculties, transcending our faculties. So in this way, Aupadika Brahma Vishayatvena Avayarthyatvam Uktva. Having said, again as we explained yesterday, 10 minutes if you remember, कि ये बच्चा उधर फंस न जाए और ही में टेक मी एज अथॉरिटी. हमारे गुरु को हमने हरा दिया, उन्होंने बात मान ली कि परब्रह्म इज सोपाधिका सविशेष ओनली, नॉट निर्विशेष. He will live that life and he will blame the guru कि आपने तो मान लिया, आपने तो कहा कर लगा बेटा उपासना, हम कर रहे हैं. तो ये अल्टीमेट है. Guru, no, 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 no. That I gave you as you were asking. You are at level. But from my standpoint and the Upanishad standpoint, Brahman is always ultimately Nirvishesha only. निर्विशेष में जाति द्रव्य गुण क्रियादि कोई विशेष नहीं है. Now the next portion of all this will be beautifully explained this point. So till this point, this is understood. Then the Shankar Bhagavan says कि वो फंस न जाए उधर और मेरे को ब्लेम न करे और मुझे अथॉरिटी के रूप में ना ले. For what? That Brahman is सगुण और सविशेष. वो तो गलत है. I तो accepted for the sake of him. श्रुति माता also क्यों कहती है उपासना के लिए उपाधि युक्त. So औपाधिक ब्रह्म विषयत्वेन अवैर्थ्यत्वम् उक्त्वा पुनः अपि to finally save that child पुनः अपि निर्विशेषमेव ब्रह्म. Primarily Brahma is nirvisha only. Nirvishesha. Iti dradhayitum. To make this point drudha again, Guru finally tells from his standpoint. Ki ahacha tanmatram iti. This is a Brahma Sutra. In that Brahma Sutra, what is said is ahacha tanmatram. This is the Sutra. So in that Sutra, the meaning is tanmatra means Brahman is Brahman alone. In him, there is no upadhi, therefore there is no sopadhika vyaktikarana. As we call as sopadhika savishesha ishvara, which we use for the upasana. वो तो हो गया, but ultimately तो तन्मात्रम आहच तन्मात्रम. अब उसको एक्सप्लेन करते हुए उपनिषद कोट शंकर भगवान गिव्स. From what example? The Ahacha Tanmatram Sutra is written by Sutrakara Vyasa Bhagavan to convey the Brahman to be Nirvishesha, Nirupadika. Then to that Nirvishesha Nirupadika Brahman, our relation is not Upasya Upasana, our relation is I am that. Not I am like when you do Upasana of Vishnu or Rama, you don't say I am that. I am Upasaka is Upasya and Upasana. बट निर्विशेष ब्रह्म का उपासना नहीं होता, उनसे एकता होता है. आई एम दैट तदेव ब्रह्म त्वं विद्धि न इदम यद इदम उपासते. तो हियर आहच तन्मात्रम वही है, उसके अलावा और कुछ उपाधि ही नहीं है, और स्वोपाधि का ब्रह्म ही नहीं है. निर्विशेष निरुपाधिक ब्रह्म अलोन अल्टीमेट. टू मेक इट दृढ़ व्हेन द ब्रह्म सूत्र सेड आहच तन्मात्रम with what Upanishadic sentence that is said by Vyasa Bhagavan is quoted by Bhagavan Adi Shankara, and it is from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Maitreyi Brahman. Beautiful examples are given. See, ki ahacha tanmatram iti. And what is the quotation of Upanishad? For substantiating what is said by Brahma Sutra. What is Brahma Sutra said? Tanmatram. Aha, ahamadakata, tanmatra. Cha means also. Also means for the sake of disciple, even though Sopadika is accepted for the sake of Upasana, cha, along with it, actually ये बताया श्रुति ने कि फाइनली देखा जाए तन्मात्रम, therefore निर्विशेष ब्रह्म मात्रम. सो निर्विशेष ब्रह्म को दृढ़ करने के लिए ये सेंटेंस सूत्रकार ने दिया. From what basis he gave? From the Upanishad, because सारे ब्रह्म सूत्र के लिए भी उपनिषद ही अथॉरिटी है. Brahma Sutras bring together all Upanishadic knowledge. That way, it becomes helpful to Upanishad Adhyaya students also. Now the quotation. Quotation is from Bruhad Aranyaka Upanishad. What is it? Ki sayatha saindhava ghanaha anantaraha abhahyaha krutsnaha rasagana eva evam va are ayamatma anantaraha abhahyaha krutsnaha prajnanagana eva iti. Iti Shruti Upanyasena Vijnana Vyatirekta Rupantar Abhavam Upanyasya. Example and the thought is conveyed. Example is Sayatha Saindhava Ghanaha. rock salt. Salt rock. Saindava is salt. Ghana means the rock or a solidified the salt. है ना सैंधव घन शुगर का भी यू कैन लेक टेक जो श्रीखंड या नाम देते हैं तो यहाँ नमक का दिया है सैंधव घन रॉक सॉल्ट सॉल्ट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ रॉक नॉट एट पाउडर देखा आपने क्या रॉक सॉल्ट जाओ दुकान में मिलता है सो सैंधव घन इन दैट घनीभूत सैंधव नो ही सेज यथा सैंधव घन अनंतरः inside that Saindava Gana, other than Saindava, the taste of that salt. और कुछ है क्या? Abahyaha. Outside also it. Is there anything other than it? Then what? Krutsnaha. In and through of it. Is there anywhere the absence of the saltiness? And what is there? Krutsnaha rasaghana eva. The Saindava Gana is the rasaghana eva. So the outer portion of the salt, you touch it, taste it. उसको तोड़ के अंदर का कुछ पार्ट लेके टेस्ट करो किसी भी कॉर्नर से आप का टेस्ट करके देखो रस घन एव ये पावरफुल एग्जाम्पल है सैंधव घन एग्जाम्पल अंदर क्या है वही बाहर क्या वही चारों तरफ कोने कोने पे क्या है दैट रस घन ओनली सैंधव यू टेक द रॉक सॉल्ट एंड उसी के दृष्टि से बात कर रहे हैं डोंट से स्वामी इसके बाहर एक मिर्ची भी है एक करेला भी है We are talking only Saindava Gana. Bhahya is not means the outside in the space. As I said, some sweet is there, other thing. No. Bhahya means in the outer layer of that Saindava Gana. Like, when you say the outside of the phone is not outside there is a laptop. No. Outside means the outer layer of the phone. So inside means inside it. So andar bhi, bahar bhi, and all the while in that Saindava Gana, Rasa Gana only. Rasa Ghanibhuta. Try to catch this point. Anywhere you taste, it is salty. So the salt solidified is that. The salt solidified is not our purpose point. Purpose is there is nothing other than the salt. That rasa. तो सैंधव घन रस के अलावा उसके अंदर या बाहर या चारों तरफ कुछ भी नहीं है दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ स यथा सैंधव घन अनंतरः अबाह्यः कृत्स्नः रसघन एव example is this in the same way about the Brahman also the Brihadaranyaka में याज्ञवल्क्य ऋषि to his wife Maitreyi he is teaching this Brahma Vidya before he goes for sannyasa she says maybe some she learns from him she also meditates and realizes मैत्रेयी ब्राह्मण कहते हैं उसको पढ़ेंगे हम तगड़ा रहेगा मजा आएगा So example is given yatha saindhavaganaha anantaraha avahyaha krutsnaha rasagana eva. Actually, this is the way of studying Upanishads. Hold to that one sentence, revel in it, catch the essence, and if it is an example, to convey what thought that example is given, focus on it. And this internalize karna. Oh ho. So the salt, inside is salt, outside is salt. Everywhere Kritsnaha, salt, salt, salt alone. Though it appears to be Ghanarup. Example. So now each example is given to convey to us what? About the Brahman, which is the subject matter which we are discussing. The Upanishadic Vastu Vishaya is Brahma Tattva only. In the same way, then too, that wife, Maitreyi, बहुत प्यार से एज इफ बहुत पास पर बुलाकर हस्बैंड गुरु याज्ञवल्क्य इज सेइंग व्हाट इज सेइंग एवं वा अरे अरे मीन्स मेरे प्यारे सौम्य एज यू से ना इट्स अरे आल्सो दिस अरे वर्ड्स 4 times or 5 times याज्ञवल्क्य जी uses for Maitreyi such a wonderful wife, husband they are. So evam va are, my dear, did you understand the example? So you must be taking that Saindava Ghana. देखो बाहर का टेस्ट करो, अंदर का टुकड़ा निकाल के टेस्ट करो, नो एनी कॉर्नर टेस्ट करो निकाल के थोड़ा. That is salt solidified only. Other than that rasa ghana, ghanimutta rasa, there is nothing other than it. Rasa and nothing other than it. These two catches points you catch. That rasa is taste. Taste obviously salty. Other than the salty taste, nothing else is there. रसगन है, रस है, इसके अलावा और कुछ नहीं है. रस है, इसके अलावा और कुछ नहीं है. And what is important is that ghana rupena what is there, it's only projection. It is nothing but the salt anywhere. Evam vare, in the same way, oh my dear Maitreyi, ki ayam atma, this pure conscious self also, anantaraha, abahyaha, kritsnaha. Anantaraha, there is nothing other than it inside it. Abhakyaha, there is nothing other than it outside. Kritsnaha, therefore that alone is there everywhere. In case of the salt example, it is a rasa ghana. That rasa is taste. Taste is salty taste. What about this atma? Prajnana ghana eva. That is rasa ghana. This is prajnana ghana. That also anantara avahyah kritsnaha. This also anantara avahyah kritsnaha. So inside, outside, every side. Other than the rasa, there is nothing. In that Saindava ghana, in the same way, in the Atman, there's nothing other than it inside. There's nothing other than it outside, and that alone is pervading. And that pervading Atma's nature is Prajnana Ghana, pure consciousness. And that alone is all pervading. And what do we see? The such an amount of solid things, everything. It's only our projection or imagination. They're not real. And for every solid appearing Rupa Nama, what is the rasa? What is the tattva? Is it not the Sachidananda only? If you remove Sat and Chit, anything, can anything exist? कुछ भी नहीं. Or Prajnana. See these two sentences. In Mandukya, Sarvam hi etad Brahma. Everything is Brahma. And from the Aitareya Upanishad, Prajnanam Brahma. So everything is Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma. तो ब्रह्म ब्रह्म कॉमन है. Therefore everything is Prajnanam. Everything is Brahman. Brahman is Prajnana Ghana. Therefore everything is Prajnanam only. See, if I am holding a book, I am holding Paramatma only, the pure Prajnana Ghana. On that, because of Maya, my hand and the Sparsha Guna in it and its ability to hold and the book that is being held, they are all superimposed only. Otherwise, in the whole universe, other than the solid mass of pure consciousness, nothing is there. Consciousness or prajnana, grossified is this world. Grossified means solidified. Sorry. Like the rasa solidified is the rasa ghana, which is Saindava ghana in the example. रसा सॉलिडिफाइड इज लाइक ना चीनी क्या है वो गन्ने का जूस निकालते हैं उसको घनीभूत बनाते हैं देन यू सी इट्स चीनी in the every part of the chini nothing but the mithas that's called rasa and in that sugar anywhere you taste it's only sugar salt anywhere you taste that alone it is इसी को भक्ति भाव में आनंद कंदम अनिमेष अनंग तंत्रम आनंद आनंद कंदम है ना कंद भगवान राम जी का भी कहते आनंद कंद सुंदर कंद आनंद कंद मीन्स जो कंद मूल होते हैं यू टेक कैरेट और एनी वन ऑफ देम आलू Everywhere it's आलू only is there. कंद मतलब जो उसके अलावा और कुछ नहीं होता सारा, उस कंद से ही ये वाला श्रीकंद वगैरह शब्द आया, जिसमें ओनली दैट शुगर इज देयर. Feel the example now, then feel what is said. Example is what? Without anything other than it, in and out and everywhere, only rasa is there in the Saindava Ghana. Same way, without anything inside or outside other than itself, Prajnana Ghana alone is there, which is the nature of Atma everywhere. Prajnana Ghana Swarupa Atma alone is real. All this is, as we saw in the introduction, we give reality, therefore it appears to be real. We involve in it, therefore that real appearance becomes stronger. Go to the deep inquiry contemplation level, other than Prajnana Ghana, there is nothing. That's why Prajnanam Brahma. So, evam va re ayam atma anantaraha abhahyaha krishnaha prajnana ghana eva. This is the quotation of Brihadaranyaka, on the basis of which the Sutrakara said, Ahacha Tanmatram. So Prajnana Gana Matram. Prajnana Gana nature yukta Atma alone is ultimate. Other than him, the Sopadikata of the Atman or Brahman, as Ishvara etc. are only upasana ke liye imagined hai. It is not real. Up to saying being said, there is says, Iti Shruti Upanyasena Vijnana Vyatirikta Rupantara Abhavam Upanyasya. With this example, Vijnana Vyatirikta Rupa Abhavam Upanyasya. Having explained, other than the Vijnana or Prajnana, there is nothing else is there. Iti Shruti Upanyasena Vijnana Vyatirikta Rupantara Abhavam Upanyasya. Having said, then he himself again Sutrakara says, Darshayati cha atha api smaryate. तो भैया ये दर्शन में भी है. दर्शयति मीन्स श्रुति को करते हैं. दर्शयति मीन्स इस दर्शन शास्त्र में भी लिखा है, उपनिषद में. स्मर्यते मीन्स इवन स्मृतियों में भी बताया है. प्लीज रिमेंबर, सूत्रकार इतना ही लिखते हैं, आय च तन्मात्रम दर्शयति अपि च स्मर्यते. अभी आह च तन्मात्रम मीनिंग इज व्हाट? दैट अलोन. नो, दैट अलोन कौन से अथॉरिटी पे व्यास जी कह रहे हैं? व्यास जी लिख कर चले आते. Shankara Bhagavan will have to use his brain and browse through all Upanishads. In his browsing through the Durbin or binocular or magnifying glass, suddenly when he reaches to Brihadaranyaka, he will catch it. Oh, in the Brihadaranyaka, in the Maitreyi Brahmana, when the Yajnavalkya said to Maitreyi, what he said? कि स यथा सैन्दवगनः अनन्तरः बाह्यः कृष्णः रसगन एव एवं वारे अयमात्मा अनन्तरः बाह्यः कृष्णः प्रज्ञानगन. ओह, कीपिंग दिस श्लोका इन माइंड, भगवान व्यास जी हैज रिटन दिस सूत्र करके शंकर भगवान लिखते हैं. एंड अगेन आफ्टर सेइंग व्हाट कि आहज तन्मात्रम, जिसको भगवान शंकर ने मैत्रेय ब्राह्मण के श्लोक से पूर्ण किया. Then Sutrakara goes into the next sutra. His next sutra is what? Apicha smaryate, darshayati cha atha api smaryate. He says darshayati cha api smaryate. अरे दर्शन शास्त्र में ये लिखा है, ये स्मृति शास्त्र में भी लिखा है. ऐसा कहीं को वो चले जाते. उस व्यास भगवान, सॉरी शंकर भगवान अलाउ टू ढूंढो कौन से दर्शन में रेफरेंस लेकर फिर इसको सब्सटैंशिएट कर रहे हैं और कौन सा स्मृति ग्रंथ. It is Shankara Bhagwan's effort. That is why the Bhashya of Brahma Sutra is considered to be highest. अब उसके बारे में तो मेरा दिमाग अभी नहीं है समझने को. 5-6 साल के बाद आएगा तो आएगा, नहीं तो अगले जन्म. What is that दर्शयति च स्मर्यते कि इति अथात आदेशो नेति नेति अन्य देव तद्विदिता दधो अविदिता दधि यतो वाचो निवर्तन्ते अप्राप्य मनसा इति. These are all the quotations from the Upanishads, which is the meaning of Darshayati word of Brahma Sutra. ये बात को उपनिषद में बताया ना क्या बताया ब्रह्मदेव? आप बताइए व्यास जी। नहीं, मैं थोड़ी बताऊँ, शंकर भगवान विल राइट इट, आदि शंकर। सूत्र भाष्य कृतौ वंदे। यू आस्क, आई हैव नो टाइम। मैंने इतना कहा च तन्मात्र, देन मैं कह रहा हूँ दर्शयति अपिच स्मरति च। तुम देख लो कौन सा दृश्य। So Shankara Bhagavan gave three of the darshanas. Now smaryate means smriti. A smriti also is quoting pratyahmistamita bedam yatha satta matramagocharam vachasamaatma samvedyam tatjnanam brahma samhitam vishwaswarupai vairupyam lakshanam paramatmanaha. These called as smriti granthas, quotation to substantiate what is said by Upanishad, which is again substantiated by Brahma Sutrakar. And total thought is only one Para Atman Brahman is there and is Prajnana Ganarupa. Nirvishesha Prajnana Ganarupa Atma Eva Satyam. Na ityadi Shruti Smriti Upanyasa Mukhena Pratyastamita Bhedameva Brahma iti Upapadya. Pratyastamita Bhedameva Brahma. In Brahman there is no any type of Bheda. So tomorrow these two lines of Upanishads quotes as well as the Purana quote exhaustively will explain. Because everybody is golden. As I told you in the introduction, we are coming towards the conclusion and he is summarizing, and this summary is the crux which we have to catch. Like Itna Kshirasagar Madan kiya, for how many years you don't know. The final outcome is Amrita. You have to take Amrita. Here also this Amrita Swarupi is this Jnana. तो थोड़ा गंभीरता से श्रद्धा से हमको सुनना है. Hope you and I get that gambhirata to study the Shastras with more gambhirata, more depth, more involvement, with more jignasa, that the essence of it I must understand. Done? So we'll see tomorrow the Shruti quotations, 3 or 4 of them, as well as Shruti quotations. Then again, conclusion is therefore Nirvishesha Brahma alone is ultimate reality. Then remember that we have to reach through all sadhanas for moksha. ये सिद्धांत ज्ञान स्पष्ट हो रहा है इसमें, पर इसका साधना करके सिद्धि में पाना है अनुभव को. दैट्स द मीनिंग ऑफ अहम ब्रह्मास्मि. निर्विशेष निर्गुण ब्रह्मन अलोन इज देयर एंड आई एम दैट. बिना वो साधना का, बिना उनका मोक्ष नहीं होगा. But to make us do sadhana and get moksha, intellectual conviction is required. That is what is being given through all these discussions. याद रखना, जो भी ऐसे संबंध भाष्य हो या कोई भी किस स्टैंड पॉइंट में क्या समझाने के लिए वो वक्ता या रचयिता वो सब बोल रहे हैं या लिख रहे हैं. दैट इज आवर जीनियस. ट्यूनिंग टू दैट, दैट्स आवर मेच्योरिटी. इमेच्योर्ड पर्सन सुपरफिशियली सुनकर छोड़ देंगे. One who's matured or wanting to be matured goes deep into the study. So tomorrow we'll quote, understand these quotes and ensure in our heart that although we are in Savishesha, Sakara, Saguna, Jagat, full of all the things, but our goal is Nirguna Nirvishesha Brahman alone. How to achieve him? By transcending all these things. For that only all sadhanas. यह सिद्धांत ज्ञान हमको दे रहे हैं और उसको अनुभव में लाने के लिए जो साधना करना है तो सबको पता ही है. So that also will be explained little. We'll see tomorrow. Om 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 Om. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो परमशिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे नमः. तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. आज के लिए इतना काफी है भाई, कल बाकी. It's very pondering. In this way only our intellect gets involved in the thoughts of Brahma Tattva and its Lakshanas, etc. In the height of that effort, as the knowledge becomes deeper and all, then the other knowledge that the whole world, because the upadhis alone is seen, and without, because of non-thinking, it is accepted as real. ये सारी बातें तब पता चलती. May all this happen to us by the time we finish the Sambandha Bhashya and then cherish or revel in the actual Upanishad. Thank you. Krishna Vasudeva. Om Shruti Matre Namaha. सैंधव घन एग्जाम्पल थोड़ा याद रख लेना. It helps a lot.